Stipe Mioci, Francis Ngannou 2 tonight, UFC 260. I've had a lot of people message me about predictions for tonight's fight, and I give them my predictions, but then it leads down a trail of asking lots of questions. So I thought I'd put this out there, and it's easier for me to put it out there, and I can respond to questions based on my opinion here. So let's have a quick look at the fact they fought before. Francis and Stipe have obviously fought before. It led to Stipe winning a decision victory, and a very dominant one, if we're honest. In the first round, Francis looked very good. In fact, Francis probably looked the best I've ever seen Francis look. He's won since, he's had other victories, but Francis looked really good in that first round. He landed some really good shots, and he took some really good shots, and he stayed in it. And then as the fight went on, from the second round onward, Stipe just became more and more dominant. So I think that's the best Francis I've ever seen, really, was that one round. Now, Stipe, on the other hand, I think that was nowhere near Stipe's best. We've seen Stipe look loads better in his last fight with Daniel Cormier. Stipe looks a lot better than he did when he fought Francis Ngannou the first time. So that's a key. Did Francis fight the best Stipe? I don't think so. Did Stipe fight the best Francis we've seen so far? I think he probably did. That's a key factor. However, time out of the octagon, Stipe hasn't fought as much as Ngannou. Stipe has, when he has fought, he's been brilliant, but also outside of the octagon, is Stipe got enough parameters to improve upon? He's very good now everywhere. I think the evolution of Francis has a lot more potential. Francis has a lot more potential to improve because he's so raw. He's got the one thing he's very good at, and that's hitting people so hard that their world falls apart. So there's that, but he can really improve. And one of the key improvements he needs to make is getting up off his back. I'm hoping that he's gone away, he's evolved, he now looks to base as soon as he's up against the fence, get that base back, get back to a knee, start coming up the fence and come up instead of being stuck there on all fours with Stipe hanging off of him. Also, as soon as it goes to the floor, hopefully we've got a Francis who's looking for an underhook, move those hips, start escaping, posture, and start coming up to elevate his position. Instead of being led there and being caught in crucifixes and stuff, someone who's using those hips to start to escape as soon as they're on the floor. That's the evolution I'd like to see, coupled with a lot of footwork. I'd like to see Ngannou's footwork improve, but we'll touch on that shortly. Stipe, on the other hand. Now, Stipe, boxing was good last time, and his footwork's always quite crisp. He was good when he put Ngannou on the fence. So, where do I want to see Stipe improving? Can he improve, really? Can he improve? Can he get any better than what he has? I think it's not that he needs to do anything better. What he does do, and he does do really well, he needs to use more. He needs to see what went wrong. Key factor really is that this is in the UFC Apex. It's a 25-foot octagon. It's a small octagon. It's not the usual 30-foot octagon. So the octagon's really small. So if you've got a Francis Ngannou who hasn't improved as much as I'd like, and he does come out with that big wild style, and I mean it's not wild from the outset. He sets himself up, he sees your movement, and then he might land something. If that does happen and he does catch you, you're on the fence really quickly. Stipe will be on that fence really fast. Now, if he's on that fence really fast, then we've got the question of, is Francis following him and throwing big wild shots and coming forward? Or is Francis taking a half a second to watch what happens? How much improvement have we got? I want to see Stipe's improvement. If he does go back, the second Stipe's back touches that fence, he's looking for the exit. As soon as you're back and you feel like, oh, I'm getting close, you notice those two black lines on the floor, cut the angle and get away from there. If you've been clipped, obviously that's really difficult. If you've been clipped by Francis Ngannou, nearly impossible. So I'd like to see that making the exit straight away, really. Don't get pushed back to the fence, because as you come off that fence, it's dangerous. The other thing as well, though, is Francis throws those wild big hooks. And if you do exit off that fence, you have to be careful how you exit and where. Don't exit into that next big shot. If he's just hit you with a right hand, don't look to exit to his left and get caught with that big left hook. All factors that hopefully Stipe is aware of, which I'm sure he is. Obviously, if he's been hit by Ngannou, who knows what's happening. Also, I think Stipe has to watch out for that uppercut. It's a really good uppercut. For me, for my money, I want to see Stipe box wrestle. Get those hands high, get to the centre, okay? I want to see him box wrestle. As Ngannou starts to come in, sit down low and throw those high jabs. Sit down and then put something over the top of them. That's how I want to see him fight. As soon as I'm in there, hit that jab, something over the top, and then look for an entry with those double underhooks. Wrestle high, don't wrestle to the legs. Wrestle high, put Ngannou on the fence. As soon as he's on the fence, pick a single. Start clinch wrestling, wear him out, tire him out. I don't think Ngannou has the fight capacity to fight in the clinch like Daniel Cormier did. So I don't think he's a danger to him in the clinch. So push him back, get those double underhooks, push him back. When he's on the fence, start dropping for the single leg. Always keep active, looking for the takedown and making Ngannou make a mistake. And all the time start picking off. Lay on him, be heavy, hang on him, little uppercuts, fight dirty, Randy Couture style, you know, that clinchy, dirty wrestling style, Cain Velasquez, that sort of style, I think will be great for Stipe. But the key is to be in the centre. What Stipe did last time, he boxed really well, but I want to see more feints, making Ngannou react to something. He's not the most intelligent striker. He's just got really good power, and he's not afraid of getting hit, and he throws really fast hands. I want to see you make him think, make him flinch, make him react. As soon as he reacts, that's when I step in close the distance. Hit with an overhand or get the double underhooks. Start closing that distance. From there, I think you get the clinch, take him down. Also, Stipe kicked his legs a lot last time. The cage is a lot smaller. Maybe he'll be forced into an area where he can kick those legs a lot more and start wearing down with those kicks. Slow Francis' movement down. But because it's a smaller cage, will Ngannou counter those leg kicks with a big shot, or will he not be in kicking range at all because Francis is on him the whole time? That's going to be a big thing. Can he land those leg kicks? If he can land those leg kicks, those outside leg kicks can be really good. As Ngannou steps in with a big power shot, little inside leg kick and pull him off balance so he's got less power on those kicks. I think that the leg kicks can be really good, but whether he can get to utilise them, I don't know. Ngannou, on the other hand, I'd like to see him box a bit cleaner, stomping forward exactly like he does, command the centre of the octagon. He can't stand in trade with Stipe, really. He's going to lose the boxing battle, and he has to be wary of the takedown. We know Stipe can shoot that blast double, and that's going to put him on the fence. Because it's smaller, it'll put him on the fence sooner. It's going to be a lot more difficult. Unless Francis has worked on stuffing that head and really making an angle when he gets put on the fence. If he gets put on the fence, stuff the head immediately and start cutting the angle. Again, this is the evolution side of things. Francis has got the potential to evolve and create that and put that into his game. Whether he will, we don't know. Also, that big uppercut of Francis's. What I'd like to do is see him do is, as Stipe comes in, instead of just throwing a big uppercut, make the angle, drop back, and just drop that foot to the side. Boom, and just catch the uppercut there. You take your chin off the centre line, so you're not worried about the overhand if he's setting up the single leg. You can just step off slightly, boom, land that big Ngannou uppercut, and at the same time, you're only now defending one leg, not two. So if he catches a leg, you can start stuffing and you're protecting from a single leg. Also, if he does keep coming forward and you miss that uppercut, you're off the line, he shoots past. So I'd like to see Ngannou working on throwing that uppercut on the back foot, not just hoping he's going to land big shots coming forward. Has Ngannou evolved that much? I don't know. I couldn't say. I'd like to see that just because it gives for a better fight. I'd like to see better wrestling, stuffing the head on the takedowns, and really making Stipe work for those efforts. But at the same time, I want to see Stipe box wrestle. Get high hands, get close, get that clinch work. It's an interesting fight. For my money, I'm going to say Stipe beats him within 3 rounds, but I'm scared. I'm really scared. This one's a scary one. Ngannou's scary when he fights anyone, but I think maybe Stipe's been clipped a few too many times now. Daniel put him away. You're always worried once fighters have been knocked out. Yeah, I'm worried that Francis has improved. He's a little bit lighter. He's coming forward faster and stronger. And he's a little bit smarter about his footwork. And it scares me. I'm really scared. From the betting man, my money would go Stipe within 3 rounds. I think he could beat him quite early. But, yeah, let's just see what Stipe can do. If he can stick to that box wrestling, I think it's a Stipe Miocic victory. Let me know what you think before tonight. Otherwise, we'll catch up after.